hello at 29th Tallinn Black Nights Film Festival. We are back in Baltic Film Competition with Estonian guest Rain Rannu, who brought to us a comedy, very cheerful and smart one, New Money. And this is as well a sequel to 2023 film. Actually, first film was called Free Money.
That was the Free Money, and now we have
New Money. Right. When you decided that you want to do a sequel which does not really connect to first film?
Yes, I was about to say that I wouldn't even call it a sequel. It's just that I took two characters that I personally liked very much from the previous film, and I made a film with those two characters that is very loosely connected to the last one, but it's actually an entirely new film, entirely different film, both thematically, topically, and everything. So a lot of the people who have seen the film have not seen the previous one, and it works for them just as well.
Yeah, I've seen them both, and I basically did not find any connection despite Steffi and Mart, your principal actors, who basically play different roles.
Actually, yeah, it's the same characters, but the plot is completely different. So yeah, you might even look at it is that you don't have to know anything about it being connected to some other film, and the idea is that you can watch it just as well.
Rain, I keep this question in me when I already watched Free Money, and maybe I will sound something a bit stupid, or maybe not, but I totally still have no clue in crypto millionaire things. And I never saw any film about this topic in any other country but in Estonia. How you became interested in this topic of different money?
Right. So as a filmmaker, I mean, first of all, yeah, I have a connection to technology world. So technology has always interested me, first of all. But as a filmmaker, I'm interested in different subcultures that have some kind of weird logic or strange logic that govern those subcultures. And crypto clearly is one of those subcultures where suddenly all the common understandings about money doesn't seem to work anymore, and some people with no special skills or nothing special suddenly become those overnight millionaires, but also vice versa. A lot of the people put a lot of money into things they don't know and lose a lot of money too. So but the logic that something from nothing that can happen so quickly, I mean, the crypto was kind of like illustration of that, and I became interested of those behaviors around it when I did my previous film. But the premise of this film is simple. I mean, people, the main characters, they have gotten 50 million, and this time I was more interested in, like, what would you do if you became suddenly wealthy, where you have maybe a lot of money, but you haven't grown rich yourself. And this is more like human film, so you don't have to know anything about crypto to understand this film. It could just as well be a lottery win or an inheritance or whatever form of sudden enrichment, and it would be equally the same. So yes, I was basically trying to make a film about this couple and their psychology and what could happen if they suddenly find this 50 million in their bank account.
But I actually watched in the same way your film, but always in my head was that idea that this money are not real in bank account, right? It's not euros, it's crypto something.
Well, it's something between, and a lot of the plot of the film is, I mean, some of it is also like making that virtual money real, but also psychologically, like how would you make it real for yourself in a way that people are not very good at with large numbers. We can pretty much imagine what we would do if we had 5,000 euros or 10,000 euros, but it's incredibly hard to imagine what we would do with 50 million, because it's a number that really doesn't connect with our everyday life in a meaningful way, because like it's so absurdly big. So I was more interested in that aspect when I made the film.
But anyway, you did some research how this financing world works, because you have a supporting character who explains how to act, where to invest.
Yes, exactly. I did, yeah. Like everything I tried to do is that I make it at least somewhat believable to the people who are actually in that world. And of course you take some poetic licenses. So in this film also, if you're like a hardcore crypto person, you find at least 3 things that are here different than they would be in the real world. But overall, it's a balance, because I'm making a film for a wide audience, and I don't want people to be, get stuck in some kind of technical details. So I want them to enjoy the film about human characters and things that we all can understand to and relate to.
And how, when you create a comedy scenes, you try to put them instantly rich couple in ordinary situations, right?
Yes, a lot of my comedy comes always from the life and from the characters and from the situations. So I don't go out and I try to write a joke, but I'm more interested in, creating this humor and also other emotions like maybe sadness or anger or whatever human emotions. I want to create them out of the everyday believable realistic situations, as realistic I can make them. And then a lot of times life is actually very funny, and the key or the job of the filmmaker is try to put some of that natural funniness that exists in life to the movie screen.
And then you add to these situations phone scams. Are they very often? Like in Lithuania, it's like everyday lives. But we know in Lithuania what phone scams are usually organized from prison for some. And what is what do you know about phone scams in Estonia?
I think it's a big issue everywhere, I guess. Everybody has had those calls and emails and all that stuff. So that happens. And yeah, I was trying to imagine how it might look like behind the scenes. How would somebody, organize it? And I after the film came out, I actually spoke with some experts, and they said that it's probably very similar to how I depicted it, except that a lot of them, they originate from outside of Estonia, but they have became so good, and also with the help of AI, that the language is not necessarily even so much of an issue. So yeah, it's a crazy world, and unfortunately, it's gonna get probably much worse.
And by chance, did you ever see Bulgarian film by Stefan Komandarev about phone scam of an older lady? When she becomes from victim, she becomes a perpetrator.
Okay.
But not in a comedy mood.
Okay, no, I haven't seen it, but it would be very interesting to watch, I guess.
And when Mart and Steffi returns from your previous film, how do you enjoy to work with them?
That was a big part of it, actually, because when I didn't plan to do another film in this universe, but the script kind of flowed out of me. And then my first question was like, okay, should I do it or not? And I contacted Mert and Steffi, and I asked them what they think, like should we do it? And they came back to me immediately and said that yes, it would be great to do it, and this kind of, you know, flowed from there. And I guess both of them also gave quite a bit of input to the script and the characters, and it was a really collaborative process working with them. So
yeah, that's why I was really curious. You write a script, and then how much of interpretation you allow for actors. Do they have to follow your script freely, or they are allowed to improvise?
Yes, I would say both, meaning that of course the script has a certain, you know, narrative beats that I need to be very precise about, and often the kind of humor and other emotions come out from, you know, certain, you know, things in a script, but also when it comes to particular words or how to say something, there's a lot of improvisation. So I want the situation to feel as realistic as possible, and big part of that is actually also an actor internalizing the character and everything, and you know, basically, you know, being that character. And there's a lot of room on the set to do it if we have time, and I'm always looking for those kind of happy accidents that only happen in a set. And I'm very open always to the input from all the actors and other collaborators.
And New Money was not shot only in Estonia. You also go for vacation which to another country. And what is your decision behind that, and how you organize shoot without actual co-production?
Yes, we did it in a somewhat more indie way. We went to Miami because a lot of the shots happened there, but actually we also used also some filming tricks in a way that most of the interior scenes of Miami actually were filmed in Tallinn, because here we are in a way more controlled environment. So our approach is that we film only those things that we cannot film here. We film them in a location. But yeah, like without trying to give out too many spoilers, there's a very integral part of the second half of the film that could only have been filmed in this type of setting, and we happened to find a way to do it in Miami, and that kind of determined the location as well. So yeah, but it was a very quick and very intense. So it was very the shoot itself was very far from vacation actually.
And how many days, if I may ask, you needed to film all material you collected?
We were in a very fast and tight schedule, so overall it came to be 21 or 22 days, which was just enough. But of course, you know, always in every film, like the key question is like, okay, it would have been great to have way more time, but yeah, this time we kind of did it like this, and yeah, it was definitely fun, but very, very intense.
Rain, New Money already was released in Estonian cinemas. Did reaction from local audiences surprised you, or you got reactions as you wanted, invented to?
Yes, I got it pretty much how I liked it. Well, I imagined it would ideally be. So it was very successful in box office. It's one of our most successful films ever. And also it was liked by critics and audience. A lot of the audience, they really, you know, I got very emotional things where they felt for the characters, and it was always good to hear that. So I think it was a very, definitely very, very good reaction.
Is it you managed to sell more tickets than free money?
It was more actually, yes. And when I did also Q&As with the film in Estonia, then, you know, a lot of people hadn't seen free money, and it worked just as well. And but yeah, direction, I mean, we always do some test screenings, and this time we were lucky to do one hidden test screening where you know, we had a real audience, full room full of people before we launched it, and I was present there, and that was like a really good moment to hear and see that the reactions, both the laughs and in like intense moments, they really came across. So that was for me the moment I realized that okay, I think it works.
Yeah, I participated myself in secret screenings by invitations. But you as a director, do you change something of what you see reaction in a test screening, or you leave as you went to that test screening?
Well, that one was quite close to the launch, so we didn't change anything. But before that, in my process, we do a lot of smaller screenings. So I usually invite maybe 2 or 3 people to watch the film, and I'm watching how they watch it, and then afterwards we have a long conversation. So I do that a lot in the making of the film and the process of the film, and those are always very, very useful.
Thank you, Suraita, Rain, for allowing us to show New Money for international viewers, also Estonians, but already many professionals from industry are in town, and they will have opportunity to witness different smart Estonian comedy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.